believe he played for this weekend. That's a big clue.
Right. He's a St Helens winger who's scored
78 tries in 118 games so far for St Helens.
And he played for Sheffield this weekend.
He's played for Sheffield this season on dual registration. They have dual reg terms with St Helens, do the Eagles. And yes, he played this weekend on the wing.
Oh, was he the guy who's wrecked that bloke from Barla?
I'm not sure. He's the cartoon dog.
Yeah, Adam Swift.
Adam Swift is correct. Okay. Number 3.
Okay.
Bit tricky, this one. They get harder as they go along, I think. But maybe that's why the Wigan one was first. I assume everyone knows Wigan players as well as I do. Okay. Villeneuve Jr. and current Toulouse halfback, who previously had 9 games of Super League experience with the Catalan Dragons during 2015 and 2016 before moving to Toulouse ahead of last season.
William Bartow?
It's not William Bartow, it's the other French halfback at Toulouse.
Is Robin there? Is it Robin?
Yeah, Stanislas Robin.
Okay, yeah.
Stanislas Robin.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4.
Okay.
You might not get this one. This one's hard. Former South Sydney, Manly and Newcastle prop forward who retired after losing most of his 2017 season at the Knights to a back injury at the relatively early age of 28.
So Manly and who did you say?
Manly and Newcastle. Most of his career was spent at Manly, to be honest. That's where I knew him from.
Okay, so just run that question past me again then.
Former South Sydney, Manly and Newcastle prop forward who retired after losing most of his 2017 season to a back injury at the relatively early age of 28.
Billy Bluetit.
Have you got the connection then?
I might have.
Do you want to take a stab at the answer to question 1 then?
Yeah, I was just trying to think of God, I'm sure this is gonna. When did he play for Wigan? It was.
He played for Wigan 2011 and 2012.
Okay.
Winning the Challenge Cup in 2011 in those hideous pink shirts, but that awesome Joel Tompkins try.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one. I listened to that match in Belgium.
I'll give you his first name. And you can get it half marks. It's Brett is his first name.
Oh, Finch, yeah, Brett Finch.
There you go.
Yeah. So these are the birds, aren't they? Yeah, that's obviously what the connection is.
They're all type of birds. You got the connection. Do you want to take another stab at the NRL player? His first name's Josh.
And which clubs you say it was again? Manly,
Souths, Manly, and Newcastle.
No, no.
Starling.
Oh no, I still wouldn't have got
Josh
it.
Starling.
Okay, no.
There you go. Okay, so you got 2.5 on the 4 questions, and you got the connection. So well done there.
was that pick because of my Twitter stuff?
Exactly. Yeah.
Birds.
It was especially for
birds,
you.
bikes, and rugby. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd basically started off with Brett Finch and Adam Swift, and then really had to think about the rest. I was going into like Rugby League Project website and just searching all the names
Any
of
birds you could think
see
of,
who popped up. Yeah.
Johnny Kestrel, who had a game at
Greg
Dewsbury.
Bird or Dion Bird would be a bit on the nose. So.
Yeah, once I got Swift and Robin.
It's your chance to SLP recommends, Brian.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this actually on the way back, and I was thinking, there's probably plenty of things I could have picked off from things that I did this week. But I would say, so I think Super League Pod recommends following England abroad, and I think that obviously there's sort of the big trips like I've just done that. Not everybody can afford to do it, and it's quite time consuming all the rest of it. But I was just thinking some of the best moments I've had in rugby league have been watching England abroad. The first time I ever went abroad was to watch Great Britain play France. So I was one of the few people who's ever seen Lee Briers play for Great Britain in the flesh, because he only ever played once, and that was the match I was at. And that match there, we got chatting to Terry O'Connor's parents. Steve-O invited us up to join the players in the after the match meal. So we got photographs taken with Andy Farrell, and then we were there till 3:00 in the morning drinking the free hospitality wine.
Wow.
I've been out in France, and we've been out after the game, been around looking for nightclubs with the referees after the game. That was one time in Avignon. Another time I've been out and I've been out for a meal with a rugby league press who I've just bumped into in the street, and then spent the night in the bar with them till it was kicking out time. So just some of the experiences you get. When I was in Denver this time, we met Paul Wellens and Jamie Peacock while we were out there. You just meet random people, but who are usually people who've got a really positive outlook on rugby league and want it to succeed and and you have really positive conversations.
It must be great because we read so much negativity, we hear so much negativity, and it's easy to get drawn into that negativity. So meeting people who sort of reaffirm your love for it. That's what the Super League pod's done so much for me, is that sort of stuff, and you to just expand on it with these stories. I think everyone's just getting so jealous listening to it now. I've forgotten what my recommends was. It was Giant Couscous. I don't even give a shit about Giant Couscous now. I just want to live your life.
What's Giant Couscous then? Where did you come across that?
Just couscous, but bigger, mate. That's all it is. To be honest, it's really nice. It's sort of a little bit more doughy than a normal tiny couscous, and it's really nice. But I don't give a shit about that now. I want to get on a plane and go watch England abroad.
I was, there's talk about England are going to play France, aren't they, before we play the Kiwis for the 3 Test series.
Yeah.
And I would really recommend, if people can get a chance to go, I would absolutely recommend you to go, because if it's in somewhere like Avignon or Toulouse, they're great places, and you get out there and everybody's so accessible, and it's not that expensive to go out there. For those sorts of, the atmosphere is terrific. I think last time I went to watch England play France, that was in Avignon, and beforehand the England women had played the French women as a sort of curtain raiser.
Brilliant.
And when their game had finished, they came and sat in the stands, and they came and sat with me, where I was. And they'd all got loads of pizzas type of things like they tend to do. So all these girls were eating the pizzas, and I was sort of just sat there in the England shirt. So the coach sort of says, tuck in, mate, if you want. So I'm there eating pizza with the England women's team. And it is so much like that. You just get so much more accessibility of the players and the officials by following England abroad. So that would be my recommend. If you get the chance, follow England abroad. It's so much different from watching rugby league in this country.
That's absolutely outstanding, Brian, and we're not going to talk any more about what recipes you can have with giant couscous. I'm sure you can find some when you follow it England abroad.
You probably can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's been absolutely brilliant having you on. I can't. I thought we were going to have a short show, but you're one of those people, Brian, that once I start talking to you about rugby league, I could talk to you for days and days and days. And even where we differ on stuff, we do so in the right way, I feel like, and it's just it's fun to talk. It's just fun talking to you about rugby league, and I loved it at Magic Weekend, seeing you again, and I know everyone else always says Brian knows so much, Brian's so brilliant. So thank you very much for being a part of the show. I'm really grateful for that. I hope you've enjoyed it.
It's been really good, and I've just so we sort of agreed a few weeks ago that we tried to make this happen, didn't we? And it sort of fitted in with my flights coming back and everything for this. But I'd just say, I was just amazed at the preparation which you put in for this. I don't know how you find the time to do it, but it was once I'd worked out how to operate Skype, everything else was all set out, and I was able to look at this on my flight home and prepare for this. So I think, hats off to you. I think you do a fantastic job in actually making this podcast work. We just rock up and we listen to it, or we don't, or whatever. But there's credit to you. There's huge amounts of work going into this. So well done to you for that.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I'll always take that for sure. Yeah, I do put a bit of effort in. I've got about an hour's work now to edit the show once we've finished.
Sorry.
But that'll be me
Sorry we've gone on
now.
so long.
Thanks to some of the clever people who follow our show and who've helped me out with some tech stuff. That'll be me now until next Sunday afternoon. So honestly, it's been a great experience that people have kind of started to help me more and more, but let's still pretend it's all me.
Yeah, take it while you can.
Yeah. Next week on the show we've got Tim G back in the house. We'll hear about his holiday and also what he made of the rep weekend. People can make donations to the show if you want to help support me with all the hard work that Brian's explained that I do. You never know, if I get enough I might be able to put myself on a plane to France in the off season. But anyway, if you do feel like you want to make a donation using paypal.me/Super League Pod is where you can make that donation. It's really quick and easy, and any donation from £1 to some of the larger donations we've had massively appreciated. The people who've donated over £20 will get a t-shirt. I'm in the process now. We've just sorted out a distribution connection, but I might be in trouble with my distributor after the joke we played on the other results section of the show. But we're sorting out distribution channels, so then I'll be in touch with people to get their details for that. People over £30 can get a pint glass, but it's probably not that great.
Yeah, you don't want
to oversell the pint glasses, but there's a few of those knocking around as well that we'll try and get out to people too, to thank people for sending in donations and make sure we spread the SLP word out there. It's great to hear that SLP shirts were worn in Denver. I'm actually wearing my SLP jersey tonight because it was just on the floor. So there you go. Yeah, people, you can find the show and share the show. Please do at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram. It's facebook.com/Super League Pod. And then you can email us with any views about anything, or if you want to be involved in co-hosting the show in the future, we have some gaps in the schedule for the Super 8s as things stand. superleaguepod@gmail.com is where you can get in touch. Check out the blogs over on superleaguepod.com. There's not been anything new up this week, but you'll certainly find out details of this show and the sponsors and all of those things. And if you're listening to the show but you think there might be a better way for you to do it, search for us on Spreaker, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, the Leaguecast Android app and Podcast Addict. I forgot to write that down into my script, but we're on there. YouTube, you can find us there. It's audio only on YouTube. And also rugbyleaguemedia.com, where there's a stable of a few other friendly podcasts that you can get your ears around after you've listened to this one, which is, of course, your favourite rugby league podcast, the Super League Pod.